Welcome to Minot Talk.
Hi.
Hey, man.
What happened Tuesday?
Yeah, where were you at?
I didn't leave. It was rainy and icy.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like coming up to the office. What about you?
I didn't get very far
out
of my office, my home office.
Yeah. As I feel like everyone at home probably had the same issues on Tuesday.
Eventually I went somewhere. I just don't remember.
You know,
it was like 2 days ago, buddy. I don't know how you expect me to remember such things.
I know, right? It was so long. This week's just been a blur at this point.
It has.
I feel like it's bad when Minot Public doesn't just delay school, but they actually cancel school.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's tough outside. Because they started out that morning, like they announced, school's delayed till 10 a.m. Then within like an hour of making that announcement, they're like, no, it's over. We're calling it a day.
And some were fine with that and some aren't. That's how that goes.
Well, that's the thing now. Like ever since the COVID stuff, they have like distant learning is like the new thing for snow days, at least for,
yeah,
like middle school, high school stuff. Like for elementary, it might be different, but you don't even get like the full snow day anymore, man. That's
pretty lame.
It's a tragedy. I remember I loved those days growing up.
Right.
Sitting like you just get chill out at home. You wake up a little early to watch the news or the banner scroll across to see if
is my school affected.
Yeah, is Surrey going to actually close, or are they just going to cancel the buses and I'm going to figure out how to get there?
Lame. That's very lame. But if you're in Surrey, then you can just walk there.
Well, if you live in Surrey. I didn't live in Surrey.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It was tough. It was cold. Far too far.
Far too far.
Yes.
Well, and we just keep getting hit, but this is like a death by 1,000 cuts right now because
got like a little dusting again.
But it's a little bit of ice and a little bit of dusting. So we're just making sure this road stays slick out there.
Of course. Can't be not. Hey, you know what? My dad was talking to me back in like the late 70s. They had something like this. Yeah. They had something similar to this where it was like a nasty ice storm. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, it ended up sticking around most of that winter and hosed everyone for the winter. But nowadays, we have beet juice.
We have beet juice. Bet you didn't see that coming.
Not a chance, man. But we got some fun stuff to talk about today.
We have a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, we're going to catch up from obviously not being here on Tuesday. We got, and if you haven't seen, an opinion was issued from the Attorney General relating to Ward County. We're going to talk about a special session of the legislature that was announced to be happening next month. Some couple federal stuff and some dollars that are coming into North Dakota. And then finally, we'll try to preview City Council next week. Where do you want to? I think we're going to talk about Michigan football too. Jonathan mentioned that.
We're not talking about Michigan football.
Where do you want to start then?
Let's start with City Council.
City Council? Oh, we'll do the preview right away.
Yes.
Next week, one big thing that I saw on Facebook that was coming up before I even looked at the agenda myself was Alderman Mike Blessum posted that there's another version of, it was called Flock before. Right. It's a whatever the name for it, but there's another effectively a license plate identifier system coming to the, or possibly coming to the Minot Police Department.
Did that get tabled though?
I think so. I think this
so that's just, it's not that it's
coming back.
Right.
It's called, it was like ALPR instead of Flock, or it's all the same.
Yeah, but it's all the same.
Yeah. So that's coming back. So we're going to have some discussion on that for sure coming up. Another interesting one I saw was there is a revamp to the parking ramp payments coming in this week as well that I thought was interesting. All the downtown parking ramps and garages, they're changing some of those set prices that they have out there. So those the yearly prices, if you want to get the annual pass, they're going to adjust those and everything. So
your first 2 hours are free though, right? Hopefully that doesn't change.
Right. I saw that. It was at least for, they had a special going on downtown Minot.
Well, I don't know that they just promote it during the holiday season.
Okay, so it's always the first 2.
That's what I read, but who knows?
Hey, I like that. That sounds better. But otherwise, on top of that, seems like it's a pretty standard city council meeting coming up. Otherwise, we got a bunch of consent items to look at, and it's the Axon license ALPR, the Axon
ALPR.
license plate reader implementation.
Automated license plate reader.
Yes.
ALPR.
Fair, yes. And it is coming back up. So, a little bit of discussion on that to be had on the whole personal freedoms thing versus working if, this is a necessary thing for police departments to have to solve crime.
Kind of a bummer topic because we've pretty much talked about this pretty in depth previously, but where do you stand on this?
I'm still largely not for it. I don't love it. It's something I feel like might be a step too far.
Yeah.
But also, as long as we have the Patriot Act in place nationally, what's the matter with something like this, I guess?
Right.
Right. I mean,
I hear you.
We have something that broad. What's this going to really do? But also, generally, I still don't like it.
What's interesting is there's actually a decent amount of, because like you said, Alderman Mike Blessum when it posted about it coming up, and it's interesting to see some of the people that commented on that post in opposition of it.
Sure.
And overall, it seems like it's something that people are not fond of, but there is a thread of does this make us more secure though? And that's purely what this battle comes down to.
Yeah.
Does it make our city more secure? And so then is it an evil that we're fine with living with, essentially? Some may not consider it to be an evil, but
for lack of a better term, is it one of those things that you have to accept to live in a better society kind of thing?
Yeah. And I think on a personal level, I would say no. I don't think that I'm fond of this simply because of the issues that, again, we've already detailed in very extensively. The idea that right now, what they're going to use it for, probably fine.
Yeah.
But it's not like they're going to have to invest $100,000 more in order to expand the technology. It's literally just features that are turned off.
Yeah. Like there's
the way that we have understood it.
Yeah. There's so much that goes into it that they pretty much can tinker with the settings and they can narrow it down so it's just pretty much a blanket license plate thing, or you can really expand that scope to do a lot more than just that.
So it could be, I'm not saying that something nefarious is going to go on where they're taking more information than what they said they were, that their cameras are being used differently than what they said they were. But I am saying that in a year or 2 years or 3 years, it's going to be like, hey, we just had this happen. We literally had the technology to prevent this from happening in the future. We just have it turned off. Should we just go ahead and turn it on and start tracking this too? And then that's the rabbit hole that you may not ever get out of. And so
that's the thing. When you start down something like that, it's one of those, well, how do you stop at that point? I mean, it feels like that's where we are with the Patriot Act at a bigger scale at this stage. I mean, you start giving in a little bit and then it's hard not to justify a little bit more at that stage.
Yeah.
Like, that if you would have turned on X setting, you would have been able to identify this person at somewhere in town before they got away, kind of deal. And if that's all it would have taken, then why not have it on?
It's just for the greater good.
Yeah.
And just to clarify the difference between the flock and the ALPR, the technology is the automated license plate reader. The flock technologies was the company that was supplying
it out. Okay.
So it's still the core issue of, is an automated license plate reader all right?
Yeah.
The flock technologies, I'm sure they're not going to be part of the conversation this time because we got removed from the budget.
This one is by Axon, I believe.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah, that's
and
where this
Axon is a technology that we already have.
Yeah, it's just, I think.
So it could be expanding it.
Yeah, expanding on some of that stuff we're already using.
Yeah. So very interesting. Definitely, if you're opposed or if you're for this, definitely be a part of City Council on Monday.
Yep.
I don't know that there's a public hearing, but there will be a time to leave your comments that you'd be able to show support or against.
Yeah, there's always going to be that public comment section towards the end, worst case scenario, if they don't open the floor up to it during the item itself. So definitely feel free to show up. It always makes a statement when that place is packed.
Otherwise, just reach out to your councilman.
Yeah, they are all very open. We send them an email. I think a lot of them you can probably find their phone numbers for on the city website as well. Very, very nice thing about the Minot City Council. They are very open and generally very responsive.
You have any best guesses for who the city council members will be in July of 2026?
Gosh, we're coming up to the point where people are going to really have to start jumping into that well. I can't wait to kind of see how that field takes shape.
Wait.
Yeah, it's gonna,
excited.
I am. I think it's going to be a really fun field coming up this next year. But of the three that are up for or that their seats are up, I we have Alderwoman Lisa Olson, Paul Pittner, and then Alderman Mike Hayes, who obviously was just appointed to fill out the remainder of Janser's seat. Of those three, pure speculation, no scooping or anything on this. I feel like Hayes is going to run again.
You think so?
I think so. That's gut feeling on that.
That has not been confirmed.
Nope, that is pure speculation and gut feeling.
Yeah, when we had our interview with him, he was going to see how it went, but you're feeling like he's going to give it a full term.
And I think Alderman Pittner is going to give it another shot as well. Gut feeling again, pure speculation.
That's gut feeling.
He's definitely suggested in the past that this is going to be the end of his council term. But
that was all before the mayor's race.
Yep, and I think that could change things. But I think Alderwoman Lisa Olson has been fairly consistent saying that she's done at this point. So I don't think that she's going to jump in.
Time for the next stage, whatever that might be. Yeah, that's interesting.
It is. Do you think anyone else is going to jump into the mayor race? You think there's going to be?
There'll be at least, and I'm not saying this because we think that Josiah Royce is going to run or anything like that. He mentioned previously that he was going to run again, so that's why I mentioned that. I think there'll be at least one candidate besides Josiah.
Fair. So you think it should be at least? It'll likely be a three-tiered race
if Josiah does go ahead and because he has quieted it down, so he may have switched his attention elsewhere. Yeah. But so I think there'll be one other candidate though. At least
that's fair because again, next year is a midterm year as well, so there's going to be a lot more going on than just local stuff.
Well, I mean, I think in some ways they'll be hard pressed to beat the numbers that they had at the special election.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be interesting to see how that the turnout ends up going for next June. I really look forward to seeing how that's going to play out because who knows what the presence is going to look like around town leading up to it.
You're going to do some early polling?
I would like to.
Yeah,
I would like to, but we'll see how things play out at that time. I think it'd be really fun to do some debates again too.
Yeah, that would be a blast.
I think it'd be awesome to have a council debate, and if it turns into a three-way mayor race, I think it'd be awesome to have a three-tiered debate stage with the mayor as well. I would love to do District 3 and 5 debates as well next year.
If you are planning on running, let us know. We'll get you on an interview.
Yeah, we'll get you in ASAP even.
Yeah, if you are planning on running, don't tell us. We'll do an interview.
We'll still send you an interview request when you announce.
Yeah,
most likely.
If you're involved in it, then you can get it. Once you announce, then we can only give you one interview.
That's true.
As long as we hold to that rule. We haven't set our
process
yet for this one. So
the bars are still a little fluid and loose at this point.
I like how we did it last time, though. I feel like that was pretty fair.
I think it went as well as it could have on our stage.
Love to hear feedback on that from viewers of whether or not there was anything we could have done to make it a little bit better.
You guys never checked out the debate. It is up on YouTube. Yeah. Go rewatch it.
That was still a good time.
It's crazy. That was back in June already now.
It is crazy. So that'll be interesting. Obviously, we'll have other district races. That's not necessarily one of the main topics that we had today. I'm just kind of going a sidebar.
Yeah, City Council. It's coming up. I look forward to it. On top of City Council, though, sticking here in local area of Minot, the Attorney General, Mr. Drew Wrigley, released an opinion recently. And it had to do with a case here in Ward County where a gentleman, I don't want to summarize it in depth. Get my words a little better here. The Ward County Sheriff's Department broke North Dakota's open records law.
Whoops, my bad.
Yeah, when it denied a records request by citing victim or witness protections. Instead of redacting those sensitive details and then releasing the rest, they just denied the request at that point. And it sounds like the gentleman was requesting records on people that were in a case against him, trying to... I think they were both listed as individuals that were either victims or witnesses in a criminal matter that was involving the gentleman. So
gotcha.
I think they could have inferred that there might be some nefarious interests going on there, but still technically to the T of the law, it's one of those things that you have to uphold at that stage.
Right. And it's interesting because Ward County Ward County Sheriff's Office specifically hasn't necessarily had the best run in 2025.
Yeah, they've had a couple.
Lost a few employees.
Yep.
Go to the city. Is it just money or is it culture? That's been the question that has been asked. Mm-hmm. And the answers that we've heard has been very unclear in that because
very conflicting.
Some are saying that it is a culture problem.
Others say the culture's fairly great.
But yeah.
I
don't want to delve too far into that.
It's a conflicting sounding. I don't think it's necessarily a negative thing going on there by any stretch, but it's just a wondering of to what level are,
right,
things wrapped up.
Yep. Absolutely.
So that one did
definitely
come
difficult,
out.
but they also did have some negative press earlier at the beginning of this year
well.
too.
Yep. Towards beginning of summer.
It's been a difficult stretch there. It hasn't been as publicized. That's all right, but this definitely does not help with that.
Mm-hmm. So now they have to, I think, within a week of the original opinion, which I think was technically released like last Friday, they have to release the items to the gentleman at no cost to him, and then in theory everything will be rectified.
Be good to go.
Yep. So I would like to think that they've already done so at this point, but hey, you can't hide the whole file just because of witnesses involved, according to the T of the law. So have to just redact the information that's necessary and not just, deny where it feels like it might not be the appropriate time.
I think most would agree with that.
Yep. So. One of those consistency things on that one for sure. But hey, Attorney General, he's out there doing a lot as always. He's
one of your favorites.
He's a busy guy. The Attorney General does a lot, man. He's busy. He's on the Bank of North Dakota board via the Industrial Commission. They do a lot.
It doesn't take much to get Kyle riled up about this.
I know. He takes just the right word, and I can get on to the thing I'm interested in, which brings me to an adjacent topic, something that the
Big
Attorney
words
General,
on a Thursday.
Yeah, I know.
Did I say it was Tuesday? No, I said it was Minot. Did I say it was Tuesday this morning?
It's Thursday if you did. I don't remember.
Yeah, me either.
So welcome in. It's Thursday morning.
Here we are. We're still working.
On top of that, someone that the Attorney General has had some issues with over the past year as well, the Ethics Commission finally announced another appointment that has been made.
Gotcha.
This one isn't for one of the full terms. This is for the single-year term that is resulting from the death of one of the members earlier this year, I believe it was.
Gotcha.
So this person, he's from Stanley. He's going to be filling out the rest of the term for them. And what was his name? Mark Western. He is an attorney. He's done some leadership positions as well. And he's going to be the newest member of the Ethics Commission, which I think needs a revamp. The more I look into it, this thing just needs some work. Because you have people that are supposed to no longer be serving on the board that are still showing up to the meetings. Like their terms have expired and they haven't been approved to be extended. And they're still like going to the meetings. And on top of that, the commission feels like it doesn't actually have any power to actually enforce the things it needs to do. And on top of that, it barely has actually investigated anything. So I still love the idea of what the Ethics Commission is. It just really feels like it needs some work to be the effective piece of governing body that it needs to be.
Yeah. Anything else on top of that?
The Ethics Commission? I think that's the end of that one. That was my update with that.
I was just kidding because you kept saying on top of that, on top of that, on top of that.
Oh, I did. I see. I didn't even notice that. You picked that one out.
I did.
But no, that is on top of it all. That's all I have for the Ethics Commission one.
That's all he's got.
Yeah. So there is an update there. So I think there's still one seat that is left to be filled via the governor's appointment. But that is the end of that. And speaking of the governor...
Am I wrong?
Speaking of the governor, he has also announced that there will be a special legislative session coming up.
Yay!
It was something that we've all kind of assumed was going to be happening.
What are they going to work on?
Well, it's coming up next month, January. I believe the 21st was the date, but I'm not...
We really want to know what they're going to work on.
January 21st. I had to pull it up there again. So they're going to be discussing federal dollars that are coming into the state from the One Big Beautiful Bill. There's going to be...
One Big Beautiful Bill.
There's going to be money through...
It really depends on who you ask.
No, that's what it's called.
I know.
But so there's going to be money that has to be dealt out over $500 million over the next 5 years as part of the Rural Health Transformation Plan that passed in that. And then on top of that, there's also money that's going to be doled out to local farmers through the $12 billion aid package that President Trump's announced as well. I think that'll be discussed a little bit there on top of it all as well. And then
stop saying it, man.
I know it's now
all you got to do.
I've worked it into my head that I can't now. And so we have Governor Armstrong going to lead that special session leading into an election year as well, where the odd number districts are coming up for election here.
Gotcha. Well, that should be pretty exciting.
Excuse me. Yes, I think it will be. Looks like you're working on something fun behind the scenes for us.
I'm
Producer
working on
Jonathan
something.
is
I'm
getting something fun pulled up here for us.
It feels like I'm very disinterested right now, but it's not true.
No, he's getting something very fun pulled up for us, and it relates back to the start of the session when we were talking about the bad weather lately.
Yeah, kind of.
At least remotely. Also relates back to last week's city council meeting, where there was talk about a new roundabout coming into town.
That's what it does the most, but some things aren't working right. And
it never wants to cooperate the way it should. But here's the other thing with that.
Let's hear it.
Going back to last week's city council meeting, that roundabout's still going to be a couple years away.
Yeah.
But there is some more flood control talk that's coming in this week's city council meeting.
Well, that's cool.
Well,
love me some flood control.
It's not like it's that, that far off of a topic that we often see in Minot.
No, it's not.
But we're going to have some, I believe it's related to some of the land recovery for the flood rehab and everything. Yeah, the homeowner rehab reconstruction, the release of properties. They could keep the home as the primary residence for, as long as it was after the flood, but now it's time that they have to... it is becoming part of the flood zone, so it's the tail end of Minot's flood recovery homeowner program, and they have to kind of decide whether to chase these two households for, paperwork from years ago or just kind of wipe the slate clean a little bit.
Gotcha.
So it'd be interesting to see how that one plays out.
So there was talk about a second roundabout coming into Minot, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so...
It's coming, frankly.
One of the concerns was, yes, you're right. One of the concerns was what?
People would they would have too much fun with the roundabouts and turn them into a play zone.
And so one of our friends of the show is like, you know what? That sounds like fun. And they didn't do anything crazy because what was actually being talked about is you go as fast as you can.
Yeah, just drifting around.
And then you go and you drift around the whole thing. But still, this is awesome. So submit a video from Jeff Hyder.
Yep, shout out Jeff.
Yeah, let's see if we can get this thing to go live.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Hey, it's working.
Yep. This is what roundabouts are made for right here.
This is it. It's perfect, man.
Round one. Yes.
I need to do this now. Just to say I've done it. It just keeps going.
It just keeps going. I love it. That made me so happy.
Is this the appropriate use of free will?
Yes, this is the absolute appropriate use of free will. And you should go follow Jeff Hyder on all social channels because I'm sure you'll see more wonderful content just like this.
Jeff does a great job.
He does.
I love it. Thanks for that video, Jeff. It made my week last week when I saw it.
I was so happy.
I laughed out loud. I can't lie. I love it. Hilarious. I can't wait for the next roundabout when we can start doing that some more. Oh, it's even better now, too. Gosh, could you imagine that thing on Tuesday when it was the ice storm?
Oh man.
People could have really been just drifting. You get in there, it's like a rear wheel drive vehicle. Oh man, if you take that thing right, you just be going around her. You're doing like 360s in a 360.
No, that's what we don't want happening.
That's not advice. This is not something that we're saying to do.
Don't want happening.
This is me thinking out loud of what could have happened on a day that had a terrible ice storm.
That's why we don't like it when Kyler thinks out loud.
Yes, it happens sometimes though.
That was so bad. We're going to break.
I have to take a break.
So we'll be back.
Put me in time out.
We'll come back. I got to talk to this guy. Give us a minute.
In the demanding world of oil and gas, precision, safety, and efficiency are non-negotiable. Unmanned operator drone services revolutionizes how you monitor, inspect, and manage your operations. With cutting-edge technology and expert operators, we deliver real-time data, detailed reports, and actionable insights for our valuable clients. Why risk the safety of your team or waste precious time? Our drones access even the most challenging areas with ease, reducing downtime and enhancing safety across your sites. We take the guesswork out of your projects by offering LiDAR, mapping, and inspection services so that your projects stay safe, on budget, and on time. Unmanned operator drone services, where technology meets safety, precision, and efficiency. Contact us today to elevate your operations. Yes, pun intended.
Enjoy enjoy Minot's finest authentic Mexican cuisine with a view at Mi Mexico. The rooftop patio is open and ready for you to enjoy a margarita or other cool refreshment along with genuine mouth-watering Mexican entrees. Mi Mexico, South Broadway.
What I was going to say.
All right, here we go. We're back now.
I know we are. I saw that. You took us back a little sooner than
No, I didn't. It was just on the preview screen.
Oh, man. Okay, well, I guess.
Tyler thought I was setting it up to
I
fail.
thought you did. I thought you were about to, oh, man, take me off kilter here. Oof. So anyways, what were you going to, you said you had something you were
There's
going to.
an update on, we did an interview earlier this year with a guy by the name of Matt Fern.
Oh, Matt Furt, he's a legend. Produces the Plain Talk podcast and makes a ton of
$740,000 question.
Yes, that is his big project that he worked
Right
on
now,
this
yeah.
year.
Because the $740,000 question, you can go find it on YouTube. It was surrounding the money that was given to movie production companies, video production companies in the state.
Hey.
It was supposed to be given to some, and it was given to
Yep.
Canticle Productions. And you'll hear in the podcast our interview with Matt, and probably even in his stuff. It's not that he even has a problem with Canticle Productions, because it's not about them.
No, it's a bigger picture.
They're just getting they're just receiving the funds. It's how are they receiving the funds consistently. I don't have like this massive update, but it's something that we're going to continue to follow on, because on Tuesday there was a legislative audit and fiscal review committee that discusses this a little bit.
Okay.
So this is actually, I just wanted to bring like
discussed.
this little update that this is actually something that is starting to get a little bit of traction, although there was frustration that North Dakota Commerce and one of the representatives that were part of that committee provided potentially incomplete and misleading information about those film grants. So something to follow along. $740,000 question. If you haven't listened to those podcasts, I really encourage you to do that.
Fantastic series.
Because it really will bring it to light much better, and we'll continue to follow this along and get some updates on this. So very interesting story that is encompassing North Dakota, who, if there's, North Dakota does pretty good. We stay out of scandals pretty well,
generally speaking,
except when it comes to money.
Yeah, financial stuff likes to have the reins of the North Dakota scandal field a little bit more than anything else.
Yep,
And
that's where we're like.
For whatever reason, the North Dakota Department of Commerce happens to just continually and consistently come up in these things. Not saying they're directly at fault for anything. It's just weird that their name is like always popping up as the source that doles out all this money.
And to be clear, I think we're still in the honeymoon phase where we could say this. All these problems that we've talked about, these issues that we've talked about, span from the previous administration.
Yeah, it feels like it. Like it doesn't.
So I don't know that the new administration has had time to really show how they're going to be handling
to
stuff.
wrap their hands around everything at this point.
Although I feel like the handling of how it was done in the previous administration could have been taken care of better by the new one.
Yeah, especially at the start of it here, coming into we're almost a full year into Governor Armstrong's first term now. We're I think in January is when he was sworn in. It's crazy how it's almost been a full year. Time has flown, and now we're starting to look at what his administration is really going to be shaped as.
It'll be interesting, his state of the
state. Yep, round 2.
Deanne says, how could you forget about the mayor scandal? It seems we're in it a lot. I mean, to be fair, Minot probably should have the asterisk that
Minot's the exception.
Yeah, and
last year's
I think
exception.
I think one thing, I say that like at the state level, I feel pretty confident with my statement, and there's stuff that I'm missing, and there's people that would disagree, but I think a lot of the frustration of North Dakotans revolve around money. That being said, at the city levels, I think every city is like, obviously we made national news with our scandals. Well done. But if you went and you stopped by Fargo and Grand Forks, Dickinson had their diploma scandal.
Yeah.
You're going to find some scandals that are big, but maybe not. The mayor deal is very big.
Yeah, they're all at differing levels.
Yeah. So there's probably other scandals, and I'm not aware of all those, but I'm just saying like the literal state itself.
There was a chance I thought we were going to make news again this week when at the airport, one of the de-icing trucks ran into one of the planes. I saw that on Tuesday. I was like, man, they're coming. That's going to be up next. I don't think it did, though. I don't think it got it.
And if it didn't, that's pretty incredible. So my question about that, and I'm not an expert at all, and I didn't even use ChatGPT to help make me an expert. And I talked to some people, and they're like, yeah, I think it probably comes off easier than you think. But the picture that I saw was just the whole nose was off. And I assume they took it off, right? Is it possible that, because there's no way this truck ran into it on purpose, right?
No.
It slides into
around.
it. So it slides into it and the whole nose just comes off. It pops off that easy? Like it's not anchored in better than that?
I feel like it can't be, right? It's got to be. It had to have been taken.
Like it feels like you're one bird away from
just no nose.
No nose. Because I mean, when you're people might be like, come on, it's a bird. Yeah, but the plane's traveling at 200 miles an hour and the bird's going sideways and hits in the right spot. Nose is off.
Poof. Pop. Just gone. Yeah. Just
no, they had to have taken the nose off.
I assume so. Yeah. By the time that picture was finally starting to, float around, I feel like they've had to have done some work on it already at that point. Yeah. Because the way it sounded.
But the crazy part is that the pictures, it was a Facebook post. It was, you saw the truck there, and then the next picture was the nose was off. So it literally felt like the truck just backed up, but they had to take the nose off.
That's fair. Yeah. There is a chance that the truck was large enough and it hit it.
Yeah, but how
I
fast
can't
is
imagine.
that
I was going to say, it can't have been going fast enough to do that, right?
Right. It seems like it'd be going like 5 miles an hour max. Yeah. Maybe faster, but
maybe 10-ish, but sliding. And I feel like it had to have.
They knew it was slick out, so they should have started braking early. Now, it could have just been a complete mess up.
That was the wild thing, though. It wasn't like they were talking
Tuesday,
about,
right?
Yeah, they were talking about how the rain and stuff was supposed to start at like overnight, but it didn't start raining until like 6:30 in the morning.
I guess I wasn't up yet.
And then at that point, when you start going, in the rain at that stage, it started progressing pretty fast. And that morning was awful. Obviously, in the afternoon, things kind of picked up a little bit.
So there you have it. It was not a de-icing plane. It was a sanding truck. I thought it was a sanding truck.
That's fair. Yeah, my bad if I said the de-icer. It was the sanding truck. Yeah, okay.
My bad if I did.
My bad.
Yeah,
I messed that up. But no,
but it doesn't end there. Yes. It's a very light piece of plastic that covers weather radar equipment, so it is possible. That's to me that's insane, but that's just because I'm an idiot.
I bet it was then. It probably just the sand truck just backed into it at the right angle and probably.
Paul says planes actually fly without that piece of plastic on the front.
I don't understand planes. Paul, I trust you. I don't doubt that whatsoever.
I just don't trust the plane without that on the front.
I worked at an airport for 5 years. I've never flown on a plane.
He's not going to start now after Dunn sees.
Exactly. Why bother starting? I can drive anywhere I want to go. I like trains.
Really?
I love.
You don't want to leave the North America, continent of North America or South America?
Someday I do, for a fact.
Okay, so you can't drive anywhere you want to go.
That's in the future.
Maybe you're planning like catching a ride on a ship.
Yeah, dude, I'd love to do like an old school like North Atlantic cruise. That'd be wicked. You ever heard of the SS United States?
No.
Okay, so it's like the U.S.
This is scary.
Sorry, we're going wild tangent. I apologize in advance. So we're going. So it's called the SS United States. It was America's like cruise liner. It was the flagship of the U.S. cruise lining fleet for a couple decades back in like the 40s, 50s, 60s. Obviously, jet planes took over and they became the fad, but the United States was it was at one point the fastest ship to cross the Atlantic Ocean, going from New York to London. And it could, fast forward, come to now. We don't need to go into the whole history of the SS United States. Yeah. Unfortunately, obviously, transatlantic cruises aren't what they used to be back in the day.
Not what they used to.
Now it is literally just a cruise. If you're going to do something like that, it's not a method of transportation that's widely used. So when the United States got retired, it got put into dock, and it unfortunately sat there for decades and decades. A couple ships, the Queen Mary.
Would that be a good thing that it sat there?
I'll get there. So the Queen Mary is another transatlantic ship. It is turned into a hotel in Southern California. There's a couple in the UK that have turned into museum ships. The United States, though, it sat and deteriorated, and no one ended up buying it or fixing it up or turning it into something else. So just
This is your opportunity, man.
I don't have hundreds of millions of dollars. So if you do, let me know. We can buy a boat. It might be too late though, because unfortunately the SS United States was purchased by a company to be scrapped and turned into a diving attraction reef. So unfortunately, the flagship of the United States is Atlantic Cruise Lines. That was a, staple of transportation for a half a century, is unfortunately going to be scrapped and sent to the ocean. So there's my tangent on the SS United States.
Tangent over. Do we make it?
Yeah, we can go. We can talk about real things again. I'm sorry.
Sweet. That's interesting. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, that's a Kylerism for you.
That's what you get when you hang out with Kyler.
Yeah, you betcha. It's a little bunch of stuff that isn't that important. But I'm gonna fly someday. I swear. I want to go to Europe. Someday. Yeah, I want to go to Europe. Have you ever been to Europe?
No. Like
you ever been to like another continent? How about that? I'll say that.
I've been to Canada.
No, I said continent. I've been to Canada.
No.
Me neither. What's the furthest you've been? Hawaii? You been to Hawaii?
No.
Alaska?
Been to Oregon.
Been to Oregon? Furthest east you been? Been to the DC?
No, I've been to North Carolina.
That's further away. So Minot is like almost the halfway point between Seattle and Detroit.
Minot is ridiculously far from everything.
Yes, that is it. The closest ocean to Minot is through Canada. Crazy.
What's the farthest state west?
From us?
In general.
Hawaii, isn't it?
I don't think
Technically
so.
speaking? Is Alaska, or is it? Or is this a trick question?
No.
Guys, he's playing with me here. Jonathan's got something here.
The state that is farthest west is Alaska.
Okay, so there's some Alaskan island technically extends further west.
But this is, I think, what's epic about it, with its Aleutian Islands stretching across the 180-degree meridian, making parts of it technically in the eastern hemisphere.
Of course, that's how it works.
So does that make it the furthest east too?
I guess it does, technically speaking. If we're going off of that, yeah, Alaska is the furthest west and east state, and north.
Just not south.
I'm shocked it's not south. Yeah, I was like, how can we get it to like extend past the North Pole?
So it's on the other side.
Dude,
we're talking about the deep stuff today.
Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. We got off on a tangent here. What else is going on, Jonathan?
Yeah, I thought you had the next topic. Annual bison sale. This is reported by KFYR. Is expected to set records. 700 bison are being put on an auction block Saturday. Annual sale is hosted by Selfridge Bison Rancher. The auction is set to break records.
So are we buying like the actual bison or the meat? Like, can I buy a buffalo?
Well, yeah, please do.
Can I keep a buffalo in my?
I don't think that I'm not sure.
That's not allowed. It's like a
cow.
Right?
I think we can't have chickens, but you might buy that buffalo.
What if I make it like my service animal? Can I train a buffalo to be a service animal? Is that doable?
I mean, it is. Once you kill it.
No. Bison they're stupid actually.
Dude, we are picking hard on the bison. So we want to kill them.
Well, and NDSU has their own problems.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah, I know they lost last weekend. But no, if you so the thing was back in the day when everyone hunted bison and almost hunted them to extinction, if you shot like the matriarch of the herd, all the other ones would just like crowd around it and be like, what happened? Why'd she fall down? And then they just start blasting the rest of them.
Yeah.
It was wild. Yeah. So maybe buffalo.
Sounds like they're just very family oriented, dude. So like, think about the tragedy of it all.
That's horribly sad.
It's horribly sad. So let's not think about it.
You ever see the pictures of the literal 20 feet high piles of bones?
We're going deep into this, Kyler. There's just an annual bison sale. That's all we need to mention.
But I want to. Can I buy have you ever tried buffalo meat?
I think I did once.
I love bison meat. So
didn't Badlands used to have a bison burger?
Somewhere used to. I know North Maine used to for sure.
I'm pretty sure Badlands.
What happened to that place? No, that's a different. We don't need to go there. Bison auction though, that's happening. I'm interested. If I can own a buffalo here in Minot, I would like to.
Yeah. Well, I don't. You don't really want to.
No, it would be horribly ineffective and cost inefficient, and my neighbors would hate me.
It's a reminder: bison are North America. We have no buffalo in the United States.
That's true. Yeah, buffalo come from Europe. Bison are American.
Paul.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is a good call on that one, Paul.
That is.
I've been messing up left and right today.
Yeah, really. You need another energy drink.
I know.
For sure.
I
Take
do.
the drink.
That's all
Take the
I
drink.
need.
Okay.
It's for the throat too. I was a little coffee there.
Now we're.
Yeah.
You have coffee in your throat?
Ha
That's what you said.
I was a little coffee there.
Okay.
So, also happening in the state, there's a controversial, according to the North Dakota Monitor, a controversial oil refinery that is under consideration for possible legacy fund investment that is near the Theodore Roosevelt National Park. So the legacy fund would be contributing to this. There's a firm responsible for investing $150 million, and the legacy fund is considering an investment in the project as well. The legacy fund has been valued at over $13 billion now. And it's obviously, we take the oil money and taxes that come into the state, and a lot of that is placed into the legacy fund. So
aren't we at the point where the oil money might not be sustaining?
I feel like it's getting, probably not yet, but it's definitely, there is an end game at that.
Okay.
But the theory with it is because of the investments that we're not privy to and not told about how it's invested in, those are going to keep it alive for generations to come. And then eventually...
That's North Dakota for you.
You betcha. For sure, bud. And then at some point it's going to be used to benefit those generations later. What it'll be, apparently maybe building an oil refinery is part of that beneficial. And I could see how, with the amount of oil that we pump out of the ground here, it would make sense to refine it here rather than shipping it all the way down to like Texas and stuff. So this is logical. This makes enough sense.
It means that you're probably not going to get a nuclear power plant this easily.
Yeah, no.
But it's probably not one or the other. If one thing we've learned with North Dakota, it's all of them.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's have data centers, oil refineries, and a nuclear power plant.
Give it all. Yeah, we'll
and
take it all.
And a cool thing that is really forgotten about.
Yeah. You ever driven?
Yes, I have driven by that cool.
Yeah. Isn't it? That crane is huge, dude. By Stanley. Not Stanley, by Underwood.
I'm just going to listen to Kyler talk today.
Have you seen it at night?
Yeah.
Or like in the evening when the lights are on? Mm-hmm. It's wild how big it is. I had to. It's crazy though.
Honestly,
I can only I've been to that bucket in like freshman year. We took like a tour of the coal plant, and you can like go walk into the bucket of that thing.
What gets me is not the crane. That thing's huge. What gets me is the trucks.
That's fair. Those things massive.
Those things are massive. Those
tires are bigger than a house.
Yeah, they're huge. And there's so many of them.
And when you look at them in a distance, they just look like little play toy trucks next to that big crane. But then you see them coming by.
And then they're like...
It's like 10 times the size of your car.
Oh, man. It's crazy.
Units, bro.
Completely.
Swear.
Completely. Dude. We got to get to the end of this.
What else do we got? I think the oil thing was the last one I had pulled up, I think, today. I had... Oh, no, school lunches. Did we talk about school lunches? Did we touch on that? Yeah,
no, we didn't.
No, we didn't?
No.
Oh, so there is I think we talked about this before. There is a group that is getting a petition together to get school lunches paid for by the Legacy Fund. Would be a ballot initiative that would likely be on the ballot next year if they get it done in time. They were talking a little bit more about it. One opposition that kind of came back is like, hey, so if we're going to pay for all of this, the schools are going to have to, try to figure out how much food they're going to serve every day. So say they make X amount of food, but only 2/3 of the students eat lunch that day. So we're just wasting 1/3 of the daily budget.
Well done.
That was an argument I saw presented against it.
It's interesting.
And I can see, the financial...
Legacy fund.
Yeah.
I think a good question for the people is, where do you want to see your legacy fund dollars go?
Yeah.
Because they're your dollars, right? Kind of.
That's what they're made for. To be beneficial to the people of North Dakota for generations to come.
I'll get picked on for saying kind of, but what I was meaning by that is the fact that it came from oil revenue, but that's still a state resource and we're citizens of the state. So
Yep. And a lot of that is, it goes to the whole of North Dakota.
Right. So where do you want to see it go? Do you want to see it to go into something like this, where it is a social, I think basically a social issue? Do we want to see it go to something like
investing in an oil refinery?
Right, investing in an oil refinery, where it's some kind of economic development investment?
Yep.
Do we want to see it go directly back to the people, where it pays for your property taxes?
Yeah.
Where do we want to see these? Like, do we want it to continue to sit in a fund and grow with interest from people that we don't know?
Because now 15-ish plus years into the legacy fund, I think it's really time to start thinking about those things.
It is.
It's really how can
Probably
we
would
start?
have been good to think about it when it's $1 billion, because the fact of the matter is now all the special, I'll say special interests, but it's not special interests. All the different segments, that'd be best probably. All the different segments are vying for this money. It's not special interests. All the different interests. It's just interest.
All of the interests would like if you could get.
So people want it for property tax. People want it for school lunches. People want it for economic development. People want it for this cause, that cause. This could be.
In theory, it's for lack of better terms and to simplify it, it's free money to those institutions that are looking for it.
Right.
You don't have to get it direct. You don't have to pry tax dollars away from people. You don't have to beg and plea for a section of the what'll probably be larger $1 billion state annual budget. And you can, in theory, just get some money from the legacy fund and move on. But I think, again, it really all boils down to what do we feel is the best, path forward for it. And how do we really determine that?
Right.
Which is why I don't think it'll ever, you'll never see it broken into a single thing where it's all thrown at one thing. I don't think you'll ever see that with the legacy fund.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Very interesting. Well, what a
show.
What a podcast today.
Show, man. It's been a blast.
It's been something.
I love it, man. This made my Thursday morning. Now I got to go to work. I don't want to go to work today.
I just calling sick.
I can't.
Well, you have the coffee in your throat.
You're right. See?
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode.
Cheers.
There's someone that you want us to have on, let us know. We'll work on that. Other than that, we'll be back on Tuesday, 9 a.m. Weather willing, Lord willing.
I'm going to break down City Council.
Break down City Council.
It's going to be a blast. So if you don't get a chance to watch City Council Monday night, make sure you're here Tuesday morning. Check us out, Breaking It Down.
That's the scoop. Thanks for watching. And I encourage you to have a great rest of your day. Stay warm out.